Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be revisiting an old theory that I made back in 2018 about a certain mercenary that met his tragic demise to a Spinosaurus back in Jurassic Park 3. I am of course talking about Cooper, the man whom his fellow mercenaries Udesky and Nash abandoned when they first came across the monstrous beast. The last video I made covering this topic, I was using my MacBook's built-in microphone, and the audio was just terrible. Not to mention the fact that you could barely understand what I was saying because my voice was competing with the music I was playing in the background. So in today's video, we will be revisiting this topic with hopefully better quality audio, but if you find yourself enjoying this video and want more content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Without further ado, let's begin the theory. Before we get into the theory, let's first talk about the terrifying scene from Jurassic Park 3. It starts off with the Kirbys landing on Isla Sorna for the first time. Amanda immediately uses a megaphone and yells the names Ben and Eric over and over. Ben is Amanda's current boyfriend, and Eric is her son, which she had with Paul, who is seen talking to Dr. Grant, who regained his consciousness after getting knocked out by Cooper after finding out that the Kirbys plan to land on the island. While all of this is happening, the three mercenaries, Udesky, Nash, and Cooper, head out into the jungle to set up a perimeter. As Amanda continues to use the megaphone, Alan and Paul try telling her to stop because it's a bad idea. Then they hear a loud roar in the distance, and Billy Brennan, Dr. Grant's student, who also went on the trip, assumes it was a T-Rex, but Dr. Grant assures him that the roar sounded much larger. Then they see Udesky and Nash running out of the jungle, telling the crew to get back on the plane immediately. When Billy asks what happened to Cooper, Udesky assures him that he can handle the situation on his own. As they board the plane, they can hear loud, thunderous roars, as well as gunshots being fired. As they try to leave the island, an injured and terrified Cooper exits the jungle, sees the plane, and stops running to try and flag them down. By this point, the plane is going so fast that Nash can't stop it in time. As the plane is about to hit Cooper, the Spinosaurus rushes out of the jungle and snatches the poor mercenary. The rest is history. But what if a certain event played out differently? What if Cooper actually decided to keep running, knowing that the plane can't stop in time? Cooper had all the time in the world to escape, but he decided to try and flag the plane down instead. And now that the recap is out of the way, let's move on to the theory itself. In an alternate reality, the events of Jurassic Park 3 play out similar to how they did in the original timeline, with Dr. Grant and the Kirbys landing on Isla Sorna, Amanda yelling from the microphone, and the mercenaries going into the jungle. The group hears a loud roar, and then they see Udesky and Nash run out of the jungle and back onto the plane. Everyone boards the plane, and they're about to take off. At around the same time, an injured Cooper runs out of the jungle. He sees the plane, but this time he realizes how fast the plane is going and says, "Screw this, I'm gonna keep running." And he runs across the runway to the other part of the jungle. The Spinosaurus still appears at the same time and gets hit by the plane as it's about to take off, sending the plane off course and crashing into the jungle. However, because Cooper decided to keep running, he escaped the Spinosaurus, which lost interest in him and went after the plane instead. Cooper eventually stopped running and hid behind a tree. He was all alone in the jungle. His arm was broken, he was sweating, and had a cut on his side. Poor Cooper began to cry as he sat down. Nash and Udesky, whom he thought were his friends, had abandoned him when he needed them the most. As he thought more and more, Cooper grew resentment towards the crew and wanted revenge. Luckily, there was a compound up ahead, and Cooper decided to take shelter there in order to try and recuperate. Meanwhile, the rest of the group's events play out similar to how they did in the original timeline, with the Spinosaurus eating Nash, destroying the plane, and fighting a T-Rex, as well as the group's run-in with the raptors after Billy stole 2 of their eggs, which led to Udesky's demise. Towards the end of the movie, Dr. Grant and the Kirbys come across a boat and use it to sail away from the aviary. After retrieving the satellite phone that was inside the Spinosaurus after it ate Nash, they tried to call for help. As they were about to do so, Eric is grabbed by an unknown figure, which turns out to be Cooper, who had been waiting for them on the boat. He holds Eric hostage and points a gun to his head. Cooper then rambles on about how they abandoned him and how he feels betrayed. Paul and Amanda try to defuse the situation, while Dr. Grant sneaks out back to make the call to Ellie Sattler. Just like in the original timeline, Ellie's son Charlie answers the phone, and Alan tells him to take the phone to his mother. Cooper catches on and tells Alan to put the phone down, put his hands in the air, and turn around. Cooper then tells the group that he's going to give them what they rightfully deserve for wronging him. As he's about to put an end to Eric, something bumped the boat, and sure enough, the Spinosaurus poked out of the water and attacked the group. Cooper lost grip of Eric and he escapes. While the rest of the group hid in the cage, Cooper stayed out and started shooting at the dinosaur, which only angered it. The Spinosaurus then ate Cooper and turned its attention towards the rest of the group, and the rest of the film plays out the same way as how it did in the original timeline. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.